Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing really well. And this is a Premier League match day 7 preview and prediction where I'm going to go through all the games, basically analyze it, and at the end give a score prediction. So if you like this video, please do like and share the video, and also leave me your predictions in the comments down below. Leave me your opinions about all the games in the comments down below as well. So let's get into it. So starting off with the first game of the weekend, it's actually quite a good one. It's Aston Villa taking on Brighton. Both teams haven't had a similar sort of start, with Aston Villa being more on the back foot. I think Aston Villa have been the team that's been slightly worse off compared to Brighton. Brighton only lost one game. Villa have lost, I think, 2. But both teams have shown quality over the last 6 games. I think both teams have played really well at times. And both teams, in my opinion, have shown weaknesses, which, if exploited, could hurt them. Now, of course, Unai Emery, I know he's a fantastic coach, but this year he seems to be playing a really high line, which I think teams will be able to exploit much easily. If I look at Brighton though, baiting the press, that seems to be the main tactic. So I think this game suits Brighton more, unless Villa go to a bit of a mid-block / a low block that Unai Emery can do as a coach. Now Brighton have been playing a lot of games, midweek games all over the park, compared to Villa, who have been playing in the week as well. Both got knocked out in the Carabao Cup, so both would look to bounce back strongly. Now, I think both teams need a result. I think Villa at home would be a good test for Brighton. I think Brighton, look, so far they haven't had the most difficult challenges in the world. Now, I think they got Liverpool next, they got Manchester City next, so it's going to be fun. But personally, for a score prediction, I think it is going to be Villa 1, Brighton 1. I think both teams will play their own game. Both teams will hurt the opposition, and I think it's going to be a very entertaining draw. Moving on, we've got Manchester United take on Crystal Palace, and Manchester United's injury crisis continues, as it looks like Sergio Reguilon's injured, many other players are injured, but Anthony could be back in selection, as reports came out today that Anthony is going to be allowed to train and everything like that. Now, United, they already beat Crystal Palace midweek, but Crystal Palace pretty much played a C team in that game. But I think this game, United are favourites. I think United are finally starting to click into gear. I thought their last 2 performances have been a boost of confidence. They won at Burnley, they beat Palace. Now that's a confidence thing. It will help them for sure. Crystal Palace, though, I think have been okay, but it is going to be I'm going to go a 3-0 United win. I think I'm going bigger. I think Rashford will fire. I think Bruno will fire. And I think the confidence of the Eric Ten Hag side will be good. I think Palace, what they'll do is look to sit in a mid-block and hope United the ball and let them try and dictate the play, where they will look to hurt Manchester United on the counter. Now, I don't know what's going on with Matteo França. I don't know what's going on with Michael Olise. They're not back yet. But I think if those 2 are in this team, I think they're a dangerous prospect. But at the moment, they aren't. So I think it'll be 3-0, in my opinion, to Manchester United. Moving on, we've got Newcastle take on Burnley. Newcastle flying high as they beat Manchester City in the Cup, and they won 8-0 away to Sheffield United last weekend. Burnley, I thought they played well against Manchester United, but unlucky not to get anything really. It was just one bit of absolute magic from Johnny Evans into Bruno. Bruno, beautiful strike, and it ends 1-0. But if I look at this Newcastle side, I think it is a team that has been patchy, I would say the least. I think they have been very patchy. Some games, Villa, they put 5 past Villa. They put 8 past Sheffield United. Then they go to the Amex and probably stink it all up. So Newcastle at the moment very inconsistent. Against a Burnley team that's going to be playing a super high line, a super high press, I think this could play into Newcastle's hand. I seriously do think this will play into Newcastle's hand. I think Newcastle will find many avenues of chance creation. I think Bruno's going to be getting many opportunities to create. Tonali, I think he's going to have a good game. I think Elliot Anderson, Joe Linton, there's a lot of quality in that Newcastle side. And I think Burnley, at the moment, they will probably prioritise the Luton game as well. So I think they might try to reserve energy, but I just don't see a way Newcastle at home just don't win 2-0. I think Newcastle are on the right track. It was a much improved performances over the last 2 games. So let's see if they can carry on. I think Burnley, though, Vincent Kompany is still adjusting life to the Premier League. I thought they were playing well, but they just don't have the points to show for it at the moment. But I don't think they're going to get a victory here or a draw. But like I said, I'm going to go 2-0 to Newcastle. It is going to be another win for Newcastle. And Burnley, if I look at their midweek game against Luton, I would fancy Burnley to win, to be honest. Anyway, we move. We've got Wolves taking Manchester City. Wolves have a history of beating Manchester City, you know. under Bruno Lage, under Nuno, under, of course, Wolves have a history of beating Manchester City, but Manchester City, come on, it's Manchester City. They are absolutely fantastically run. I think many of the main teamers should be back for this game. The likes of Ruben Diaz, Walker, all those guys. And I think Wolves, look, they were lucky to get a draw against Luton. I think confidence is not there. I thought that first half against Liverpool was great, but as soon as Liverpool scored that first goal, confidence went. So I think Man City are big favourites. There's no doubt about it in my mind. City will look to, I think, score early and just kill the crowd, and then they are able to play their own game. I think the way Julian Alvarez is playing is fantastic. Grealish is back in the squad as well. I thought he had an okay game away at Newcastle. You got Germany Doku. City has so many options, actually ridiculous now. And I think it's going to be another victory here, because I think Wolves will look to maintain some sort of low block and hope Man City can try and break it. But I think Man City has so many quality players, they will just find a way. And I am going 2-0. We got Bournemouth take on Arsenal. So Arsenal are injury ridden this week, as Mikel Arteta said in his press conference. Martinelli, Saka, Trossard all might be out, and that's really, really bad news for Arsenal, and also Declan Rice. So can Bournemouth get something? Bournemouth, I think they have been good, but they have shown why they are dropping so many points. I think Ange Iraola's press, like we discussed, is a half-hearted press of what I've seen so far this year. They need to find a way to either press fully or just don't press at all. Now, I think Arsenal come to town at Bournemouth. Bournemouth, if they can keep it tight, and they will get chances against the Arsenal defence, I think they are a good team. Bournemouth can play some really nice football from time to time. Now, Tyler Adams is in the team as well. He played midweek, so is he going to start this one? I think Arsenal will look to dominate the fair share of possession. They'll be the team looking to create chances, while, of course, Bournemouth will play on the counter. Bournemouth do have many players who can hurt them. Clivert, Solanke, Semenyo. There's a lot of quality, but come on, it's Arsenal. I think even with a massive injury crisis at the moment with Arsenal, I just don't see a way they go to the Vitality and don't win at the moment. I think Bournemouth haven't won a game yet in the Premier League. I think that team isn't quite confident yet, and that's why I am going to go Bournemouth 1, Arsenal 3. We've got West Ham taking on Sheffield United. Sheffield United, Paul Heckingbottom looks like he's still going to be in charge for this game for Sheffield United against West Ham, who have had a very good start to the Premier League season, and they look like a team that is able to grind results. Last year they weren't able to the luck wasn't going their way, they weren't able to get those results, but now they are. They beat Chelsea, they beat, of course, many other good sides. I think West Ham in general have been decent. Sheffield United, though, they lost 8-0 last weekend. I think confidence might be on the floor, to be honest. Going away to an informed team like West Ham, I think could be interesting. Now, Sheffield United will cause a problem for West Ham, because Sheffield United expect them to play a really low block to make life difficult. Then, of course, West Ham will have to try and figure that out. But I think West Ham got many options. Kudos, Paquetá, Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio. They got many options. Different ways of trying to break down a low block. And I think West Ham's quality is going to be absolutely telling in this game. Now, I do think Sheffield United will do better than what people expect. But I just don't see a way at home. West Ham, I think it's going to be 1-0 win for West Ham. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Sheffield United's low block will have them. And I think West Ham being asked to break down a low block could prove to be very difficult for them. But I just think they should have enough at home for Sheffield United. Moving over to our relegation battle, it's newborn Everton take on Luton Town. And Everton beat Aston Villa away. A very good performance from Sean Dyche's side at Brentford as well last weekend. And the improvement is clear to see. Clear to see. They are playing a really high pressing type of football from time to time. They are able to create chance much easily. And I like what I see from Everton. Honestly, I think the 4-5-1 shape, it makes them super tight at the back. I think the defensive now is starting to kick in now. They are conceding less and less chances. And their attacking sense is quite good as well. McNeil, Danjuma, Beto, I think it's been amazing to be fair, despite not scoring a goal yet. I think, he actually scored a goal in that Sheffield United game. But at home against Luton, come on. If Everton are serious about staying up, I think they have to beat Luton. At home, they should be beating Luton. And I think they should. Now, Luton, if I look at them, like I said on many occasions, they are a good team. But the quality just isn't there. Even against last week against Wolves, I think a quality team beats that Wolves team. Wolves, after they went down 10 struggled. Of course, any team who goes down to 10 will struggle, but I thought Wolves really struggled, and I thought Luton did create chances, but they just lacked that clinical edge. And I think Everton at home at Goodison, a bit of positivity might be there with the new owners coming in, etc. So I think this just screams to me an Everton win at the moment. I'm going to go 2-0 to Everton. Moving over, we've got Tottenham Hotspur taking on Liverpool. Ange versus Klopp, Son versus Salah, Maddison versus Szoboszlai. Loads of mini battles, and I'm excited for this one. I think this is going to be a super open game because both teams love to attack. Liverpool, that defense seems exposed. Spurs, I think that defense hasn't been quite exploited yet, but I definitely think this Liverpool team has the ability to hurt them. And I think this one's going to be a great game. An absolute treat. You're going to have Liverpool with their high pressing. You're going to have Tottenham wanting to play on the ball. I think, look, Ange, he gave some good news in the press conference regarding Maddison. Looks like Maddison will be fit. Son, he's firing on all cylinders, and I like what I've seen from Heung-min Son. He's got that clinical touch in him. And I think Liverpool, look, they got, of course, their quality as well. Nunes, Diaz, Jota, Salah, so much talent with the midfield as well of Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Jones. I like what I see from both sides. I think it's going to be a very open game. I think both teams will give away chances, but I think both teams will also be very dangerous whenever they do have the ball in the opposition half. I think Tottenham will dominate slightly as they're the home team. I think Ange is fearless as a coach. He knows what he wants from his team, and he keeps doing the same thing, and they have got results. So I think this is going to be another 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be highly entertaining, loads of chances. Defenses might not be on top in this one. Moving over to Sunday and the final game of the weekend before we move to Monday Night Football. It is Nottingham Forest v Brentford. So no games on Sunday except this one. Now Brentford, I think, have been poor. One win in 6, not good enough really. I thought they would be less reliant on Tony, but my analysis of them was correct. I think even Ivan Toney is the player that was the link between the midfield attack, and they haven't had that for a while. And you can see the likes of Mebro and Visa, they aren't the same players, especially when Brentford do have loads more possession. And they're going to go away to the City ground, where Nottingham Forest are a very good team in playing a low block, a team that loves playing on the counter. Now, I think this game might actually be quite even. I think both teams will look to have more possession. Nottingham Forest still trying to settle in all their signings. I think Sangare, he has looked a bit average in the first 2 games, but over time, I'm sure he'll improve as well. He's a quality player. Dominguez, I thought, genuinely looks a class player. Really like what I see from Dominguez. Hudson-Odoi, Olanga, that's a dangerous wing partnership. Gives rise to 10. Avani up front. That team is going to cause a lot of problems to Brentford. If that Everton attack can cause that many problems to Brentford, I think Forest are a better team than Everton at the moment. Avani, Gibbs White will be absolutely licking those lips looking at that Brentford defence. And I think personally, I think Brentford might have more of the ball. I think they might have more territory. But I think Forest are going to be equally dangerous when they counter-attack. And I think Forest in general are quite solid defensively. And this is my prediction. I think it's going to be Forest 1, Brentford 0. So we got Fulham with Chelsea as well. I mean, we won in the League Cup, so that's good. Fulham won in the League Cup as well. And hopefully we can translate that win into the Premier League as well. And hope that we can make the top half for this weekend. But the preview for that game will be coming out on Sunday, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. And this was my Premier League preview and predictions video for Matchday 7. If you liked the video, please do like and share the video. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe to the channel as well. Leave me your opinions in the comments down below about everything that I've discussed. Leave me your predictions as well about the games. And I hope to see you guys later for another video.